Top of the morning, good afternoon, and hello to all the coaches out there. A hearty and healthy Irish hello. Cheers. It doesn't matter what time of the year, what time of the day, even how I'm feeling, a cup of tea always hits the spot. All right. Dermot Butterly here, also known as the Celtic Coach or the Coach's Coach. And we're here today with part three oh no, sorry, part two. What day is it? What year is it? Who am I? Part two of You Can Do Anything. Now, I was sitting talking to the coaches in Club Fearless the other day. And at the start of each class, I share a little talk. And this month is all about effortless success. We're talking about how do you create success as a coach? Six-figure practice, seven-figure practice. How do you create that as a coach? Now, one of the big things that, it's Club Fearless, anything is possible. One of the things that we talk about is fear and how it stops people. Now, I remember in the movie Harry Potter, and everyone was afraid of something, and they go into the professor's class, and they have the big wooden cabinet with the boggles. And the boggles were a representation of whatever that person was afraid of. So whatever the person was afraid of, Neville was afraid of clowns, I think. Well, no, he was afraid of Professor Snape. And so when the box opened, it was Professor Snape that was there. And one of the things that the professor had them do was to think about their boggles in a different way. To see that it wasn't the boggle was real, it was their thinking and feeling that made the boggle real. And when they changed their thinking, they had a different feeling about the boggle, and the boggle changed. When you change your inner environment, the outer environment must change. That's law. I did a whole workshop on the law of attraction. That was one of the main things. Now, think about it this way. Let me ask you a question. Think about something that you would love to create, like in your business or in your life. Think about something that you'd love to create. Take a moment to do that. You got it? Okay. Supposedly in Zoom, you're meant to, when you put your hands up, it does this whole thing, but it's not doing it for mine. Like it's supposed to be like lights that come on in the background on Zoom, but I don't see it. Um, all right, so you have something you're afraid of. Okay, now let me ask you a question. If you weren't afraid to do that thing you say you're afraid to do, if you weren't afraid to do it, would you do it? And of course, the answer is yes. Yes, if I wasn't afraid, Dermot, I would do it. I'd do the thing. That means then that it's fear that stops you, not the thing. Let me say that again. It's fear that stops you, not the thing. Now, that's a really good thing to know. Most people don't really know, slow down and look at, boy, it's fear that's stopping me, not the thing. Usually coaches will tell me, I'll say, do you want to have a six-figure practice? They say, yeah, but I'm afraid to do this and I can't do that. And that's not possible for me. And I don't have the time, the skill, the patience, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, if fear wasn't present, would you be able to do that? Well, yeah, of course. That's really good to know. Here's another question. I asked the coaches, what if you had a brain injury? Now, you're not going to have a brain injury, but just in case you did. And you could only think positive thoughts about building a coaching practice. what would you be thinking about building a coaching practice? If you could only think positively, what would you be thinking? That's powerful. And this whole month is effortless success in Club Fearless. And in terms of you can do anything if you don't scare yourself into thinking that you can't. Let me say that again. You can do anything if you don't scare yourself into thinking you can't. And fear is just a lot of thinking. They're like boggles. And you can reframe your boggles, your fearful thinking, or you can simply start to notice, oh, I'm in a lot of fearful thinking right now. So this is not a good time to send that email, to work on this project, to do a coaching session, or whatever it might be. Because have you noticed that fear is like a painter's brush, up and down all day long? Have you noticed that some days you feel like you can do anything, and some days you feel like you can't do anything? But what's changed? Outside circumstances haven't changed. Inside feeling and thinking has. Very simple. One of the things you can do with thought, we live in a thought-created universe. One of the things you can do with it is to think. You can take a thought, you can start thinking about it. When you start thinking about a thought, you feel that thinking. And whatever it is you're feeling, you're going to make meaning about. That's it. It's really simple. It took me now years to see that for myself, but me now in my business, fearless. Every coach in the class, I tell them, fearless. I see them as fearless. I do not see them as weak coaches who can't really build a business and do all that stuff. So here's your questions for the week. I pulled out I'm writing a book called The Fearless Coach, and there's a couple of questions in here that from my book that I think are just incredible. I got them from my coach many years ago. So here they are. Here's your questions for the week. Because I want to be honest with you, coaches, you can do anything. You can do anything if you don't talk yourself out of it. You can do anything if you just take one step and then the next step and then the next step and then the next step. You can do anything if you don't scare yourself into believing that you can't, which is what most of us do. I told the coaches that effortless success really, it becomes very clear when you see how much thinking you have about something. Effortless success becomes very easy to do when you see how complicated you're making the doing. Fear is nothing more than the feeling that you have when you scare yourself. That's it. Really simple. It's really, really simple. So here are your questions. All right, let's grab them. First one. Let's say if fear was literally not a factor in how you go about creating your coaching practice, whether it's a part-time or a full-time or whatever it might be. And I'm going to leave an audio down below this talk as a resource for this conversation. There was Catherine Casey, who has worked all over the world, one of the top coaches in America. She works with fear and confidence. She is the fear and confidence coach. And she came into Club Fearless and she talked about how to move past all the fear of building your business. I'll leave the link to the audio to that Club Fearless class down below. And it will really help you to look at fear as something that is in your head, not in your life. That audio will help you to be fearless. That audio will help you to start going out and taking more action in your life. Start taking action on the things you say you want to do, but you're too afraid to. It's a great audio. I highly encourage you to listen to it. All right, so here's your question. If fear was literally not a factor in how you want to do your business, let's say you took it off the table just for a day, or you gave yourself permission to feel the fear and do it anyway. Or you just decided for a day that fear is not real. Whatever you want to think. If fear was literally not a factor in how you go about doing your business, what would you do more of? If fear was literally not a factor in how you went about doing your business, what would you do less of? If fear wasn't a factor uh, in how you do your coaching practice, what would you start doing? Is there a talk? Is there a workshop? Is there a group coaching seminar that you'd love to give? And if fear wasn't a factor in how you create your coaching practice, what would you stop doing? Stop telling yourself that you can't do it? Stop telling yourself it's too scared to reach out to people. Stop telling yourself that you need more of this, more confidence, more time, more capabilities, more courage. What would you stop doing? One of the biggest outcomes that coaches get from being in Club Fearless is that they're fearless, that they go out and they build their business. Now, we help, support, train, teach, coach, we do all of that. But one of the biggest outcomes is that they go for it. Club Fearless, where anything is possible. We take that seriously, where anything is possible. So if you're interested in looking at how to be a prosperous coach, how to make money at coaching, how to create 5 to 10 paying clients, then come to the next Club Fearless Experience masterclass. It's on April 2nd, and I will leave a link down below. That's a special masterclass that we're doing called The Journey to Becoming a Prosperous Coach, how to create 5 to 10 new clients quickly and easily. All right, coaches, we'll talk to you all soon. Enjoy your inspirational thought for the week. I will have part three. You can look for part 3 here on the YouTube, and enjoy part 3 on You Can Do Anything. Think big, have fun, stay curious, and we'll see you down the road. I'm the Celtic Coach. Cheers.